Well, a very good morning to you all here in Sweet Lamb, Mid Wales. It's a little bit on the gloomy side. First of all, apologies, we are a little bit behind schedule getting online this morning. A few technical issues. The gremlins crept in. We've been working away for the last hour or so trying to get the signal to connect. As you can see, the fog has lifted a little bit from what we had before, so maybe that was the issue. But anyway, we are now live with you here on the Phil Price Memorial Woodpecker Rally 2024, a counting round of the Pirelli Welsh Championship, and I'm very proud and pleased to be here with Special Stage representing the Pirelli Welsh Championship this weekend. And we'll be taking a look at the competitors as they come through this short but technical stage here at Sweet Lamb. In fact, you can just about make the headlights out in the very distance now, which is good. Hopefully this low cloud and fog does continue to lift. It's been a bit tricky this morning. At one point you couldn't even see the banner, which is where the Peugeot is right now. The Giles, Armitage, car 290, Josh Rhodes alongside in the 205 GTI. Another little apology as well. You shouldn't really start off with apologies, but I'm going to make a second one here as well. I am full of cold today, so if it sounds like I'm underwater or sniffling a lot, it's probably true. And no doubt you'll be witnessing coughs and sneezes and splutters and all sorts as the event carries on. But I'm here and we're enjoying some motorsport. So thank you very much for tuning in. The seeding for today, we've got two-wheel drives and historic entries first out on the roads. They run in reverse seeded order, so you'll see the high 200s running through the stages. First, working their way down to car 201, who we are expecting to see in about an hour's time. Stunning Mark II Escort Joe Price leading the two-wheel drive and historic field away today. Morning to Len Davies up in, or down in Newcastle Emlyn, sorry, West Wales, and they said up in Newcastle then. Sorry Len, other end of the country. Richard Collier, morning, Phil and the team from Manchester. A little bit pea soup everywhere. Yes, it is a little bit pea soupy here today. You can feel that behind this miz there is a little bit of brightness, and I'm hoping it continues to burn this cloud away. At one point we could see a reasonable amount. We could see the ball it was looking promising, and then all of a sudden, just as the first few cars came into view and we were having our technical issues, we experienced a deluge of cloud. Let's call it a deluge. It wasn't water, just an increase in cloud cover which shortened everything. Simon Millington and Sam Kelter, ERO members, making their way through there in car 288, the Ford Escort 2 litre running in the B11 class this weekend. Sam usually sits in the Nova. She's not out this weekend, so Escort it is. Rear-wheel drive fun for the crew. So a little bit of information for you. We are here in stage 4. The Sweet Lamb stage, around about 2 mile stage. Not using the bowl complex this weekend, they're staying up on the hillside, which it's nice actually to be a little bit different, and there's been some work done on the stages around here. Graham Thatcher, Tim Samuel in the lovely looking Triumph TR7, the first of the V8 Triumphs to come through today. Welsh Championship contenders as well. 3 events, 3 finishes. Currently second in class for the crew. It's a good result for Graham. It's always nice to see a TR7 out, and we'll see another one of those later on as well, in the hands of Mark Higgins as he makes his way through in a bid for historic glory on the Phil Price Memorial Rally. Jeremy Wells should be up next then. Competitors from Cirencester in the Escort. Second outing this year. running the H12 class this weekend. See, it does look like a Mark 1 coming into view in the gloom. There we go. Bang on cue. Always lovely to see a Mark 1 out. So if you're tuning in on the Pirelli Welsh Championship page, or indeed the special stage page, get your comments coming in, give us a shout out, let us know where you're watching from around the world. We've had Newcastle Emlyn this morning, Manchester. It was nice up in Manchester yesterday, wasn't it, Richard? Not too far from where I'm based. And, I was watching the cricket yesterday. It was a different world in London compared to Manchester. Nice bright blue skies. Not so much today. Alan Moore's watching from a bike track day at GOB Airfield in the Isle of Man. A few people watching from the Isle of Man. Paul Holmes and Elizabeth Beasley. The Mark II, car 285. Lovely looking Mark II. So plenty of people tuning in. George Green, Michael Callow, another one on from the Isle of Man. Thank you. Sunny on the Isle of Man. That's not often we say that, is it? I think actually last time I was here I said that. It was just like this there as well. And gloomy and rainy and miserable last time we were in the Sweetland Bowl. I'm pretty sure everywhere else in the country was, or in the world even, was cracking the flags, bright blue sky everywhere. And anyway, it's still rallying and we still love it. It's very atmospheric, that's what we're going to say. It does look good in the mist, doesn't it? The cars come through. Like this with the headlights ablaze. We feature this year on the stage is the jump that's in front of us. We've just seen Peter Jones and Gareth Davies tackle. One non-finish on the Nicky Grist, currently lying 6th in class in the Pirelli Welsh Championship. And they're running in H3 and H4 category this weekend. Dave Appleby is tuned in as well. Thank you, David. Hopefully we will see the TR through shortly. Nice to have you on board. Thanks to the guys back at base, Pirelli Welsh Championship guys, posting there the results links. If anyone wants to check out the results from today's event, and any other event really in the Pirelli Welsh Championship, then head over to the website. You'll be able to find out any results you want from all the crews that are running this weekend. Ian Beveridge and Paul Price in the Corolla TE27. Stunning looking car. Always a pleasure to see it out on the stages. Something a little bit different. So as always, big shout out to the sponsors of the championship. Without those guys, we simply couldn't bring you the coverage and this incredible championship. So big thank you to Hockley Motorsport on the pace.co.uk. Pirelli, obviously, Motorsport UK, Ashmore's, Restruct, Withams, and also 57 Tyres Limited for all their support throughout the season with this fantastic Welsh Championship. High revving, high flying, Nissan Micra. Car 278. Gethin and Price and Stephen Brown, Dudley Valley Motor Club members, running their 1400 Micra. Kit car, wide arches. Always good to see. There's going to be a few of them, I think, today. And we'll also have the non-wide arched versions as well. Always fantastic. Push on really, really well as well. It's a good battle at the top of the leaderboard when we see those boys and girls come through shortly. Say about an hour's time, maybe for the top guys. Plenty of crews though. 277. Dave Peters and Andrew Richards there, showing us just how this new feature is meant to be taken here at Sweet Lamb. That's how you do it. Great takeoff, great landing. A little bit of a new pants moment maybe there for the crew, but anyway, well handled, and yeah, great to see. Great effort, great commitment. Really good stuff. Dave Peters, Andrew Richards then holding the record so far for the longest jump here on this newly regraded section of stage. It's a great flowing bit of stage coming into this as well, so it really gets the drivers dancing the cars around. Car 27 Pride, Bradley Carroll and Lee Clark. They've noticed the air brake open on the back of that car. The boot is bent upwards at the back, so interesting. A little bit of downforce keeping that car nice and level over the jump. Yeah, going well, weren't they, then? Nice to see. Hopefully we'll have plenty more commitment like that from the crews as we gain speed through the field now towards the top of the leaderboard. Just remember, this is the historic and two-wheel drive category. We'll move to the four-wheel drives and the Rally 2 machinery and R5 machinery once we've had all these guys and girls through. Lights ablaze. Car 274, Charles Hopkinson and Alan Jones. RS 1800. Nicky Grist was their first event this year. Finished 7th in class, so out to try and make some inroads into that class and category today. Looks to be going well so far. Great to see so many crews out this weekend on the Pirelli Welsh Championship as well. It's proving to be a very popular event. Moving away from its usual base in Ludlow this year, to a new home in Newtown. That's a permanent move, or it's a temporary one for now. We will see. The challenge remains the same. Stage is slightly further south and slightly more west than we're used to for this event, but like I say, challenging just as much as Hay Park was. No doubt someday we'll head back to those English border forests. The spectators are off the stage. We don't want any of that, please, guys. Make sure you stick to the spectator areas and you're well away from the road. Conditions like this, tricky enough for the drivers. Lynn Davies and Alan Richards then, car 279, our 57 tyres limited sponsored car. Class winner in 2023. Currently lying second at the moment, and the lovely looking Mark II Escort. I always think of Heinz when I see the 57. Some northerners will understand that. You travel up the M6 and over the Thelwell Viaduct, you'll remember seeing the Heinz 57 logo at the side of the motorway. Okay, next up for us then. Michael Jenkins, Jordan joins car 272. That's the Ford Fiesta. They're running in the B10 category this weekend, 1600cc. Currently second in class, and as you saw from the efforts over the jump here, always entertaining. We know that. We can see that, can't we? Okay, Richard Brooks says a good morning from Port Maddock, loving the stream as always. Thank you, Richard. Stephen Butler's joined us. George Green, morning Phil, looks rather foggy this morning. Yeah, I'm hoping it clears. This wasn't our original shot. It was up at the top of the complex, but we've come slightly lower down, thinking we'd be better here with the fog. It might well be slightly better. It's still not great though, so I do apologise for that. Tom Naylor, Tom Bishop in their Fiesta ST, car 271. Canakin District Car Club members in that Fiesta. So yeah, I'm hoping that if it does lift enough, then we can get to our original planned spot for the second run, which is just over the back here, and hopefully it'll give us a nice view of the cars coming into view and over some more jumps. So we'll keep everything crossed for a bit of warmth, a bit of sunshine, and maybe a little bit of wind as well to blow all these clouds away. 270, Ben Stockdale, Josh Carr, Malton Motor Club and RAC Motor Club members, running in the lovely looking Mark II Escort. Familiar looking Castrol style livery on that car. Eaton Yale, wasn't it? That had a similar colour scheme to that. Looking good, guys, anyway. David Grant's watching in East Yorkshire, and it's wet over there as well. I'm glad it's not just us then, David. We can join our damp club, let's say. We're stood here in the cloud and we're just getting damp. I wouldn't be rallying in the UK if it wasn't. Personal statue up there. Car of Martin Marie Fletcher in that EK4 Civic. First in class, 8-point lead overall in the championship. Looking for another maximum this weekend. And going well at the same time as well. So yeah, everything going well for the pair. Like I say, 4 stages in now. The cars will get to the end of this short stage here at Sweet Lamb, having tackled some gruelling stages around Kerry this morning. First thing, you'll have seen Paul Woodford bringing you the action from stage 1 this morning. Just about seen the footage anyway with the fog there. It wasn't any better in Kerry, was it? Sideways commitment. Peter Hinton and Lewis Sim. RS2000 powered Ford Escort Mark II. Currently class leader and in a strong position as well, so looking for a solid result this weekend to bolster that. Daniel Watts is watching in Telford with a light drizzle there as well. You're making me feel a lot better anyway, guys. Everyone now commenting to tell me it's not just me that's getting wet. Everywhere's raining as well at the minute up this way, so that makes me feel a little bit better. I'm glad I'm stood this side of the camera as well, because I put my shorts on today, and that's probably the reason why it's raining. I was so confident the weather was going to be good today. 264. That is Hugo McMillan and Arthur McMillan. 1600 Mark 1. Going well. Flies nicely, though. I can hear the cars from my window. You don't live up here in Sweetland, do you? Or are you in the radio car behind me? Always one in the Mark Holmes. Cracking the flags in Blackpool. Does it ever rain in Blackpool? Actually, to be fair, it does rain in Blackpool. I've been there plenty of times and witnessed it. In fact, I was probably photographing or filming you at the time, Mark, when it was really bad. The sea mist and the sea spray was freezing all over me. I had to crack the ice off my jacket that was around it. It was that bad weather. A good few Northwest stages ago. There's Dive-Lock. Car 265, David Jones, Glyn Price. First our BMWs today. 2.8 litre. 12-point class lead over the Foxes, who will be hunting them down, no doubt. They're out today. Yes, they are out today. Andrew and Jamie Lee will be through in about 10 cars' time. That'll be good to see them. A BMW off and see who's getting on the best there. But, currently, coming out on top is David with a 12-point lead in the class. Getting towards the business end of the championship now. So the Foxes have to find some pace and reliability somewhere. Trying my best to reel this Greg Mills and Andrew Sankey, one of our Pirelli Welsh Championship contenders. Bit of a tough season so far, really, for the guys. 2 non-finishes so far in the championship, so really needs a finish this weekend. Halfway through the event, just about now, you can almost make out the finish boards in the distance, in the gloom, as they come past us. The finish line has just been shortened, or the stage has been slightly shortened to accommodate the finish boards just around the back of us here. So last bit of the stage here before they make their way into the service park, which is based in the big car park here at Sweetland, which is great for spectating. If you're spectating here in the Sweetland complex, you've got this stage that you can watch, and also you can then make your way to service as well and have a chat with the crews. Terry Cree, Richard Shaw's. Always great to see the BMW 2002 Ti. Going well. Just needed to settle the car and get it level, ready for the jump, but no problems there. Okay then, swig of water. Next up this will be Steve Chaplin. Certainly is. Steve Chaplin and Rich Suter. 2 starts, 2 finishes. Need 2 more decent finishes to be in with a shout. But, going well so far. So there's a few people making mistakes up in Kerry this morning. We were watching the live stream from Paul, and it was a tricky little spot, even with the fog. I think maybe slightly slower with the fog. Taking the time trying to pick the spots, and yeah, we had a few overshoots where the camera was this morning. Paul had some good action up there. They were on their toes anyway. Fantastic little stage. 260. Chris Bush and Robert Bryn with the chicken on the car. Glorious engine note. I think they've painted that spoiler bright orange just so that if they do happen to lose the car or lose the spoiler, they'll be able to find it in the undergrowth when they go looking for it. Next up then should be the first of, well, I say the first, is the second of our micro kit cars through. Ed James and Charlie Mason. 1400 S-Class car. Let's see what appears in the gloom. It looks like the yellow Micra. It certainly is. Something not quite right there by the looks of things though. Off the pace for definite. Possible issues there then for Ed and Charlie. Get that car back to service. Just a few more meters to go and hopefully get it fixed. This afternoon, see the next cars are already coming into view, so pace. That's how you do it. Charlie Tuthill, Ben Wild. We saw last time out on the Nicky Grist. Fantastic commitment on there, and yeah, I think we can safely say that was just as impressive, really, to be fair. Fantastic flight from that MG. This is already proving to be a success, this jump. Mr. Bennett Evans has done a good job with it, I think. Rewarding commitment as well, I feel. It's a nice landing area for the cars. Yeah, good job. Well done, Mr. Bennett Evans. We're directly up above. It feels weird. We feel like we should be a lot lower down than we are, but we're right up on the hillside looking down on the Sweetland Bowl. It's only when you turn and look down on the Sweetland Bowl and the water splash and the complex in the bottom with the jump and the huts that you realise quite how high up you are. It seems so far away up here when you look down on it. 256 there, Luke Watts and Matt Rogers in their MGZR. Very similar cars to Charlie, and we have another one as well to follow on next as well. So 3 on the bounce here. We've got 3 MGs all fighting over position. Not quite as committed, with a little dab on the brakes just before and just to settle the car, but nevertheless going well. Mr. Watts had a late start to his 2024 campaign in the Pirelli Welsh Championship, but with results like he's been having, here we go then. Joe Abbott, Richard Wise. No risk needed from the MG crew. Things weren't working, panicking. Hopefully, Ben Cree, Bob Wiggins in the Corsa, making their way through the stage. Sounds good, does that course? So plenty more people getting involved. Pete Fowle saying hello. Not raining in Malton at the minute. I'll let you pronounce that one for me, dear David Edwards. Llanfihangel I Crwydyn? Crwythwn? Over the mountain. That's my guess. I'm not Welsh, I can only apologise. 252, a huge leap from Gary Smith and Clive Jones. That's going to be up there, that one. It's a great effort. Class leader. And it's all close. But experience counts at the minute with the guys doing really well in the H1/H2 category. Yeah, committed that wasn't it, over the jump? Oh, good. Didn't seem as quick as others, but certainly a nice leap, nice landing. So who else? We've got Adam Clayton's joined us from Chepstow. Thank you for joining us. It's warm and dry in Carnarvon. Currig Jones, and a bit drizzly really, says David Grant. Where's David watching from? I forget where David was, it was Telford way. Brad Cole has joined us. How are you feeling, Brad? How's the car coming on? Can we get in there with it now? Out next week, isn't it? Then back out with vengeance down on the Three Shires. Special stage team down there to cover the Three Shires Stages Rally, sponsored by Hills Ford. A big event for the team. Looking forward to that one. Car 282 running slightly out of order here, but that is Richard Perry and Julia Perry, father-daughter team, out for some good fun this weekend in the Nova. Thanks, Brad, just confirming there for us. Three Shires, we will be back. Oh, Escort in a ditch almost. 251 Harvey Price. Orange Escort with the name Price down the door. And in a ditch nearly. John Scott alongside Ludlow Castle Motor Club. I'm sure we'll see more of Orange Escorts with their tails wagging in the next sort of 45 minutes or so. Great to see Harvey out. Fantastic stuff. There's real commitment coming into view in the distance. Actually, I've noticed a few cars having a bit of a waggle towards that ditch on the outside over there. We'll have to keep an eye on that one, Jamie, if the weather picks up and we can see that far. Yeah, we couldn't see anything this morning, so anyway, things are improving as we speak, and we can see a little bit more now. We can just about make out the service park in the distance, and certainly the Sweetland Bowl is appearing out of the gloom now. Elif Hatfield Rowlandson is watching from Telford Hospital. Gutted he can't be out and about watching. Yeah, we are too. And I hope you're on the mend or whatever. Hopefully we're not going to be in the hospital too much longer, and then you can get back out in the woods with us. 249 then, Dan Chester and Paul Barbett from Whitney Motor Club and Whitchurch respectively in their E30. One finish out of two, and they're surely due a maximum. I always say how nice that car is. It's really well prepared. It looks stunning, that car. Really nice paint job on it. Always looks really nice and tidy to see as well. So yeah, good stuff. They are a regular crew out on these Welsh Championship events as well, so always great to see them out. I've just had a message through from Mr. Woodford. He's just amending his notes as we speak. He thought the use of the word waggle was was nicely done there. Thanks, Paul. C50, David Dobson and Brian Hodgson. 2 litre Escort. making their way down the hillside and into service for their midday halt, a bite to eat. So we're expecting the Foxes any time now. We know they're in a bit of a championship battle. So let's see if they come into view. It is a BMW. It is the Foxes. Car number 248, Andrew and Jamie Lee Fox. 3 events with only 1 finish. What's happening? They need some good results. They need to put some pressure on David Price in that die block yellow Escort. Okay. James Grattan-Smith and Steve Corky Ward up next. Let's see if I can pull up the results and try and give you a bit of an overview. It's always difficult when the event runs in this order. That is Steve Corky Ward and Phil Sandon alongside. Super experienced Mr. Sandon. Never too shy to get into a rally car. I think he was out with Darren Atkinson on Ceredigion last week as well. So, yeah. It's like a brave man to try and pry Mr. Sandon out of an Escort. Results then. Now see these got another one of trying this ditch. It's a big ditch, so I don't know that. I like to go into it. 245, that was Neil James and Siobhan Pugh. Second event for Neil. We had a non-finish on the Nicky Grist. With 3 events left, he's still mathematically in with a shout of a decent result to see how these next few events go, but yeah, certainly not quite out of it just yet. Phelps and Colin Jenkins. They're lovely looking Mark II Escort running in the B11 class this week. 3 starts, 3 finishes. Currently the class leader in B11 as well, so it's all going well for the crew in this Pirelli Welsh Rally Championship. The result screen doesn't seem to be wanting to work at the minute. Let's try different routes, see if it works. A whole gaggle of Welsh Championship contenders making their way through. Group here cars, so 6 back to back. This one is Wyn Hughes and David Davies, 244. A good result on the Nicky Gris stage, and definitely looking to repeat it this weekend here, slightly further north up the country. So times coming through quickly actually. If you look at the results page, you'll find a link just a bit above us in the chat. I will try and post another updated link for anyone who's joining us now and hasn't seen the link and wants to get involved with the results. You can see there, that's me, Phil Bramhill. Results link is there for you. Results.djames .org.uk for all the results. Hard charging micro then. Actually, Francis Adams, Mark Hammond. Little lift just before the crest, and then a big lift on the crest. Great commitment. I said earlier, we'll have some hard charging micros through later on, and here we are. We've started to see them coming through now. Always a great battle between Ashley Francis Adams and Dylan Fowler Bishop in these micros. We should be seeing Dylan next up. So the fog just rolls in the distance. It's got a lot brighter, but all of a sudden the fog's rolling in the distance, so we're hoping it stays away. Just see the lights coming into view. Foot to the floor. Let's see if there's a lift. Did well to hold on to that. I thought there was going to be a cameraman's camera over there disappearing there with the back end of that micro. It will look interesting on that camera, you're right. Static cow. Looking at the replay of it, yeah, it's I was pretty close that. You won't want it any closer, put it that way. Little lift, wasn't it, just before the jump, but didn't quite settle it well enough. Ben Gilbert out this weekend. Shooting for British Rally Media is we'll have some interesting angles on that cam going on. Sam Mason and James Seymour then. Car 240. Two good scores coming in from the crew so far this season. They're running second in class and second in the under 25s category as well. So it's been a promising year for the crew in the Fiesta. Nice to see just step up a little bit more into that top step, wouldn't it? They'd love that, but got the work cut out if that's the case. Let's have a quick flick through to see Callum Griffiths, one of the contenders. Tom Llewellyn as well, another under 25 contender. So, going really well for the crew actually. Sam and James second in the highly fought category there. I was just thinking, I was almost about to say that I thought the sun might be coming out, but it certainly isn't anymore. We're back to rain again. 253, Howell Davies and Alid Pennant in the Mark II. A little bit out of order, but nevertheless making their way to the end of the stage and up into service. Okay. Yeah, Richard, what we call in the trade a moment. It was a bit of a moment. I bet it didn't feel that bad in the car, or it might have felt a lot worse in the car actually than it did outside the car. Maybe his hands were flying all over the place, left to right, left to right. Anyway, got away with it, and no doubt I made a slight change to the notes for the second. Matthew Stroud and Callum Atkinson. Callum all the way down from Scotland to compete this weekend, running a car 238. So, like I say, it's really difficult to give you any results really. If I go back a page to the previous stage, and I can tell you the details of the cars after 7, way 1. Although we haven't had everyone through there yet. Let's see how far we get down. We've still got quite a few to come through. Howell Davis, we've just been talking about, had issues in that stage by the looks of things anyway. Steve Maxson and Steve Bealby wearing the rear-wheel drive Astra. Nice collection of cars of Steve. So deciding to choose the Astra this weekend. Okay, just going back a stage further. We've got everybody up to car 201, so no time yet in stage 2 come big 01 for the man heading the two-wheel drive field this weekend, Joe Price. I can tell you George Lepley set a time of 9:24 in there, but he was beaten by Nick Elliott 5 seconds quicker actually in the Fiat 131. Tom Llewellyn setting a blistering pace in there actually. That's a really quick time from Tom. And 9:25, just 1 second behind George Lepley. 6 seconds off Nick Elliott's pace. Really impressive stuff. Keep an eye out and see where Joe Price slots in. If he's not had any issues. Let's see what happens with that one. Here. Car 234, Philip Jones and Ryan Griffiths. Philip is down for the Newtown just up the road. In the B11 category. 2-litre Mark II Escort there. So overall, after 2 stages, George Lepley leading the way in this two-wheel drive field from Nick Elliott. Rudy Lancaster 3rd, Owen McMackin is 4th, and Ian Evans 5th. David Henderson is looking as 6th in the new to him Escort. Making a bit of a change from his 4-wheel drive antics in the 92 Fiesta. Sounds like a possible danger. Come on then, Nigel. Nigel and Kaz going well in that lime green Nissan Micra. It's not a Nissan Micra at all. Vauxhall Nova. Apologies. Nicely over the jump. Got 235, so looking around about 30 more cars or so to come through in the two-wheel drive field. And we'll have a short break where we focus our attentions on the 4-wheel drive category. Still nothing showing now for stage 2. I would have thought we'd have had everyone through stage 2 by now. Certainly in the top section of the event anyway, the two-wheel drives, but nothing just yet showing for Joe Price. Just a reminder then, this is stage 4. We're here in the Sweetland Motorsport Complex in mid Wales on the A44 road to Aberystwyth. Motorsport country really down here. The Rally Ceredigion, the European Championship took place last weekend. Attention turned from the closed tarmac roads to the loose gravel. Forest Complex and Kennedy Forest Complex. Nick Dobson with the second of the Pews. Team Pew out this weekend. This is Dad Steve Pew. We saw Siobhan in the Escort car 245 come through earlier on. So Dad Steve running 12 cars ahead on the road. I was having a nice catch up with Steve. He was a good lad to chat to about rallying. If you ever see any of his photos, he has photos of motorsport events around the world, all the way back to sort of, I have to be careful here, I might do him a disservice, but sort of 70s, really 80s, and then all the way through the 80s into 90s, and then even now, when he's not competing, he's still taking photos. Great to see the pictures as well. Brings back lots of memories. So 232, Andrew Stokes, Johnny Tad Evans. Pretty good finishes. Just 2 points away from the class lead. Now I know that car knows its way around this complex very well. I was really, really fortunate, and I've mentioned this before on live stream, so forgive me, but I want to mention it again. I was really fortunate that David Stokes actually took me out around this complex and came down to where we're filming here, this junction that we stood on, from a different orientation, but a fantastic pilot and a fantastic car. Scared me to death, he did, throwing this car around the Sweetland complex, dancing at all angles. Gave that Mark 1 Escort a real spanking. Another car dancing its way towards us is Ben Jamieson and Dean Kelly. Car 231. Chevette HSR. Mighty 2.6 litre engine. The crew coming down from York Motor Club. Their pace has improved over these last couple of years. Remember, I think he was talking to Ben's dad actually a couple of years back on an event, and just sort of getting his head around this Chevette. But it's a stunning looking car, and he drives it well. It goes well. There's Ben in that. Chasing down Andrew. See, the mist has moved back in again. Mike Reed, John Millington, another of the Yorkshire crews, the RS 2000. Next up, we're expecting to see the Squires boys. We've got a bit of a ding-dong battle going on here between me and Mr. Woodford about the Squires. Certainly Phil. So I was told by a very reliable source. See if they come into view first before we give this away. Along the front bumper, infamous Escort belongs to the Squires boys. So I was told by a very reliable source that it's been 40 years to this month since the first Forest Rally that Phil Squires did. 40 years to this month. It also happened to be the very first stage of the event was Kerry, which is exactly the same as it is today. First stage of today's event is Kerry. It wasn't the Woodpecker back then. However, that's quite a coincidence that 40 years on from his first stage rally, and he's back in the first forest of the day, which was Kerry Forest this morning. So thank you for that information, Ed, and no doubt at some point we'll find out whether I'm right, or Ed's right, or Mr. Woodford is right. He didn't think that was true. Huge leap from the Fiesta of Lewis Hooper and Rhys Edwards. Almost landing in the service part there by the looks of things. It's getting good. Currently leads the class and the under 25s. Needs another solid run here, which by all intents and purpose he is well on his way towards. That was a fantastic leap. Very committed, no lift whatsoever. Kept his foot pinned and sailed the Fiesta down the stage. Hope you enjoyed that on the camera. To bring up the live stream again. So plenty more people tuning in as well. Dave Campling, Ryan Ingram, Simon Bentley, Lisa Leonard. I'm hoping Lisa is enjoying herself out. She hasn't been out on a rally for a bit, so she's keeping Mr. Woodford entertained and watered and fed down in Kerry today, due to Wayne's better looking half. I don't think Mr. Woodring will be too worried about me saying that. He's looking good at the minute, I have to say. I've noticed he's eating a lot more apples. You noticed that? Wayne's eaten a lot more apples recently. I think he's in competition with his son. That's what it is. Dad bod and all that. Honestly. He's trying to impress someone, I think. I'm staying out of it anyway. I've got no chance. Sorry, Wayne. But anyway, so thank you everybody for tuning in today. 225. Rob Dennis and Andy Boswell in the escort, making their way through. A non-finish on the Nicky Grist still keeps him in second place in the H3 and 4 category, so we're looking to improve on that maybe this weekend. Ricky Crone and Ewan Lees should be through next, but I was hearing that they had issues earlier. Blown engine is but I believe from Ricky. So a huge shame to not have those guys with us in Sweetland. But instead we have Gareth Bevan and Jordan Jones. We've got Jordan Jones in car 223. Okay, so next up should be car 222. 2 maximum scores and 1 non-finish. Leaves them third in class. And that is Jonathan Brace and Paul Spooner. Strong season so far for the crew. Flash past us. Misty, muggy, horrible weather, gloomy with a little bit of mist and mizz in the air as well. We're all getting wet and damp, and there's water dripping off every part of the camera equipment. yet it's still dusty, which is a bit a bit bizarre to see. But hopefully, you know, we get this mist to pass, and you never know, it might dry out even more. Might have even more dust. We do get quite a bit of dust on this event, to be fair. We've had plenty in the past, so it's not too dusty today. There's a nice breeze in the air as well, so let's see these clouds they blow through and a bit of blue sky. That's put a spanner in the works. Ages ago now. Nowhere near that on the entry list. That'll be a late entry. Yes, it is Baz Wheeler, Ian Jones. I see the car, I recognise the car, I just don't ever want to say who I think it is, just in case I get it wrong. But yes, Baz Wheeler in the metrics of Leicester. Sponsored Escort, running quite a lot of our position, but still running, which is the main thing. So let's see. Richard Goff should be up next then with Les Forsbrook. And then we start moving towards the top 20 of the two-wheel drive historic category kart. Speed check himself there, Richard. Any dramas over the jump. It's a new jump, we spoke about this already, newly graded. Most people just giving it a little once over before sending it for the second run, no doubt, but you do get the odd person who is not too worried about the suspension on their Fiesta, let's say. Mr. Hooper. Ooh, that was very sideways. Serious commitment. Ian Evans, Justin Brooks really had the back end hovering over the ditch in the distance there as it came into view. Looks a great bend. Off camber as well, which is just getting the crews to think a little bit as they put their foot down. Coming out of that section. Certainly keeps us entertained anyway as the cars come into our view. Junior and Nicola Brown in the compact M3 BMW. Took the class win on the Nicky Grist stages. Which, that makes it 3 different class winners this year. So very competitive category, that B12 category. And looking good with the little dancing lights on the front. I'm pretty sure Safari spec cars have lights that flash. Well, they might not actually flash, but they're on the front of the car to warn the animals that there's a car coming. I don't think animals tend to see rally cars in the middle of the African plains, so just for all the antelope to look up and say, what the hell is that, before it hits it. But yeah, lights to scare the animals. Not sure that was the intention here, but it looked good coming through anyway. Flashing away. Just dropping it down a cog. Andy Davison, Tom Murphy in the VXR powered Talbot Sunbeam. Car 217. 2.3 litre in that little Talbot. Always entertaining. Second of the Fiesta STs. Always value for money. That was Callum Griffiths and William Lewis. ST Max. First time out this year for the 2023 under 25s winner. That's madness. I can't believe we haven't seen him this year. But, going well anyway, nevertheless. But yeah, it was always entertaining. Had great battles last year. The Griffiths boys did. So nice to see Callum back out again. Just feels like the wind's picked up a little bit, hasn't it? Blowing in now. That might be a good thing. Car in the ditch. Escort. For some reason, not on my entry list. Skips from 217 to 215. But, certainly going well as we would expect. Pushing hard, really hard. Tom Llewellyn really sideways coming into view there. I hope that looks as impressive on the live stream as it does in real life here. And we're bringing that action to you. First time out in 2024, under 25 and two-wheel drive winners in the past. Tom Llewellyn and Sean Williams. That was fantastic. Real commitment as the cloud levels just lift again. Just give us a little bit more of a view, so that might benefit you guys on the live stream watching as we make our way towards the top end of the two-wheel drives. Keep your eyes on that bit of road ahead. Towards Owen McMackin, Paul Thompson, Stefan Stoof, nice to see out again. And then class leaders, second overall in the Pirelli Welsh Championship, Rudy Lancaster and Guy Weaver. It's not a bad result, is it really, when you consider they're only in an Escort and you've got all the four-wheel drives out there as well. Let's see then as they come into view. And Paul McCann, RS 1800. Again, just wandering into the ditch or towards the ditch on the outside of that fast right-hander up there. Paul Thompson, Josh Davison next up for us then. Taking a bit of time out of Owen McMackin there, so interesting to see the times. Stefan Stoof and Di Roberts alongside. He's definitely not from Belgium. In the Escort RS 1800. Looking good. A nod to the Bertie Fisher days. Colour scheme on that car. Great to see Stefan out. Previous winner of the Roger Albert Clark Rally all those years ago in the snow, I remember. It was quite an event that year. Getting snowed into stages was never fun. It seems like it for the first few minutes, and then you realise actually this could be quite bad. Yeah, live to tell the tale. It was good fun that weekend. Long weekend. Big leap from Rudy and Guy. Class leaders and second overall in the Pirelli Welsh Rally Championship. It's good going for a crew for an Escort. You're up against the likes of the four-wheel drives, who will be through shortly. Checking results and checking names. Just a little Craig Martin. Matthew's been through. Yes, he has. Big jump from David Henderson and Christopher Leeds. They were landing on the back of the Escort there. Those boys are alright, I'm sure they will be fine. David making the move from four-wheel drive to two-wheel drive to have a go in the HRC this weekend. I'm sure they'll be having lots of fun in that Mark II Escort. Yes, sorry, Craig. The Scott Matthews has been through very early on. One of the first cars on the road. We actually missed about the first 8 or 10 cars due to some issues we had technically. I said the fault we couldn't get a connection and things weren't going our way to start with. So we missed a few cars, and I think flat out and over the jump for Ben Friend and Cliffy Simmons. You wouldn't expect anything less from the previous historic champions. It's getting quite exciting, this jump, isn't it? Looking at the marks on the floor where the cars are landing, good 15-20 metres after the jump, I would say. Some of these, it's a good jump. We did commend Mr. Ben Evans on his efforts in making this jump for us, or for the crews. Cracking job. Nice to watch the action here. So a little bit more scenery to see as well. Perez is trying hard. There's a Porsche that is on song. Trying really hard. Seb Perez, car 205 with Gary McElhenney alongside. A couple of people missing here. So I'm just going to hold on to this page of entry list before I get rid of it to the back. So, okay, that might make sense to what I've seen on here as well. So yeah, we've got a couple of cars running out of sequence, so bear with us and we'll try and unfold and unwrap things as they come through. But yeah, if you haven't quite seen someone you're expecting towards the top of the field, bear with us. They could be coming through just after. I noticed the entry list, the results list was showing some people running out of order on here as well. So just bear with us. See what happens. Shout out to Steve Simpson watching. Hope you're well, Steve. It's been a long time since we've caught up. But, nice to see you tuning in. Ewan Hutchins is watching as well, and Martin Young. One of our hard-working officials on events all around the country. So a big shout out to you, Martin, as well. Thank you for watching today. We have 2 more live streams to bring you after this one. We have the second running of the Kerry stage. Gone off. There was a bit of a bang then and a slide. Yeah, it's gone off. Just coming into view. Backing the car up. Just a bit of an overshoot at the top, just as they came into our view. Let's see who this is. Is it a puncher? Could be a puncher. All over the show. Yes, I thought. Richard Hill and Patrick Cooper then. Issues as they came into view with the puncher putting them off, and then very ragged as they came around the right-hander. Obviously a little bit more difficult to drive an Escort when there is only one wheel using the tyres correctly. Coming into view there at the back end of the car. So we now move to our final page of 2-wheel drive historic cars. Shame that the fog has just arrived a bit more again, because we won't quite make out what's going on there. Sounds like the TR7 V8 pushing hard. Stepping in, is flying the TR7 sideways over the jump. Another moment for the camera over there. I reckon that's 2 of its 8 lives or 9 lives gone, that camera. Fantastic to see. Kevin Massey watching from Aberdeenshire. Isn't it great to see a car like that being driven so hard as well? Look at that. Watching the replay there. Really good. Really good stuff. Seen Mark plenty of times behind the wheel of a car this year, but never managed to catch up with him, so that's got to happen at some point. Keep saying that we need to chat with him, but not happened yet this year. Let's see who else we have coming our way then. This is the 131. Nick Elliott. David Price alongside in that 131. Car 203. It's fantastic to see these variety of cars as well. With a huge leap, got some serious commitment. Elwyn Pritchard is having withdrawal symptoms, needs to get back out there marshalling. Yes, come on out. The weather's perfect-ish. It's a little bit chilly as well now, to be honest with you. So, George Lepley then. Galant VR4. With a Marmite car. Gotta say, I love it. Big fan. It's my sort of era, really, of rallying. So, yeah, big fan of the Group A machinery. Fantastic to see it being driven well as well. So Joe Price is showing as the last of the 2-wheel drive historic category cars. I do think we have got a few that are running slightly out of place, so like we're saying, if you haven't seen anybody through that you're expecting just yet, bear with us. There is every chance. Now if this is Joe, which it sounds and looks, oh no, it's, yes it could well be. Back end of the car, let's see this for commitment. That man can dance an Escort. Many, many years I've been following Joe around the countryside and watching his antics in that brightly coloured orange Mark II, and never ever does he fail to disappoint with his incredible skills. Very, very entertaining to watch. Chris Brooks alongside. In fact, I think I'm going to try and persuade producer Wayne to get us a highlights reel, a Joe Price highlights reel, because I think there'll be some incredible footage over the years of Joe. So we need to track that down and get that made. Let's have a petition to get that made. I think that'll be well worth a watch. In the last couple of events I've seen him out on, it's been worth a watch everywhere I look. So it's definitely going to be impressive that when we see it. So I can still hear the sound of two-wheel drive rally cars in the stage. So there is a couple more cars to come. So keep an eye on what's happening. Then we'll have a short break. I'll give you a rest from my voice while you can go and make a brew or get yourself sorted. A pot noodle. It's lunchtime, isn't it? I'm not used to doing a stage so late in the day. It's normally a stage earlier on, morning time. So it's lunchtime now. So get yourself a pot noodle or whatever else you choose to eat. But make sure it's only a quick meal, a microwave meal, because you haven't got long. You are required back in your armchairs or on your phones or whatever in around about 5 minutes' time when the four-wheel drives come. So just have a think what you've got in your cupboards in readiness. Car 206, Adrian Hetherington, Ronan O'Neill, taking the long distance award so far for the jump. Really impressive to see. Never afraid of backing off over the leaps. Mr. Pemberton is watching and has tuned in. Good afternoon, Phil. Thanks for your help yesterday. Anytime, Alan. Anytime. Lots to sort. At some point we'll get things sorted between us. A private conversation, but still nice to see Alan joining us. Heavily involved in the Northwest stages, along with myself and the rest of the organising team. Got a lot of work to do to be able to bring that rally back out again. Working hard behind the scenes. If anybody out there is interested in joining the team, we're always after new people to come on board and to help out with any of the roles that are required out on the stages or setting up or before the rally, anything like that. So if you're interested in getting involved, check out the Northwest Stages website. We've got plenty of jobs to be getting on with, so if you want to be involved in organising a fantastic rally up in the northwest of England, and feel free to log on to the website northweststages.co.uk and register your interest on there. There's a link on there for getting in touch with Jerry and the guys, Clark of course, and everyone, and let them know you're willing to help out. I'm happy to take on volunteers and a new team as well, really. Greg Jones, keep the stream open like Paul did earlier. We certainly will be, yes, the stream will be going live throughout the gap. The gap might be now, I'm not so sure, I don't know. I could hear another car. I haven't heard another car since, actually, so this might be the gap. So I think that probably is pretty much all of the two-wheel drive cars. Just before I shut up and you can have a little bit of peace and quiet from me, let's see if I can just refresh the results screen. Okay, Sweet Lamb 1, stage 4. We had the results in, look at that. It's very prompt, isn't it? So Joe Price and George Lepley setting the quickest time through the stage. 2 minutes 09, joint quickest together. Ben Friend is a 2:11 as well as Tom Llewellyn, so 2 cars on first equal first, 2 cars equal third. Ben Friend, Tom Llewellyn setting 2 minutes 11 seconds. To keep the theme going, we have 2 cars equal 5th. That's Nick Elliott and Rudy Lancaster, 2 minutes 14 through the stage. And then we have David Henderson in 7th with a 2:15. Stefan Stu for the 2:16. Ewan Roberts Jr. with a 2:16. And then we have Mike Brown, Ian Evans and Baz Wheeler all setting a 2:17 to round out your top 10 overall through the stage. Let's have a little look then. So it looks like Tom Llewellyn is quickest of the Welsh crews. Overall, and I know you like to all hear about how the overall event is going. So after 4 stages and going into the midday halt, Joe Price currently leads the 2-wheel drive historic entry with a 25 minutes and 23 seconds, 7 seconds faster than George Lepley in that F3 class. Mitsubishi Galant, Nick Elliott is 24 seconds back from the leader in the 131. Ben Friend, 5th. Why have we not got a 4th? Oh, Tom Llewellyn, I see. Tom Llewellyn is 4th, 25 minutes and 51. He's actually entered the Woodpecker Interclub Rally. This is a bit confusing with the National and the Interclub, but anyway, we'll work it out. Ben Friend is then 5th, 46 seconds off the pace with a 26:09 all up. Rudy Lancaster going really well, just behind Tom Llewellyn as well in the Welsh Championship. 26:16. So where's he? 25 seconds behind Tom in the rally. Okay, and then we have Ewan Roberts Jr. and Callum Griffiths coming in 7th and 8th. 9th David Henderson, and then 10th Ian Evans in the escort as well, car 219, and he rounds out the top 10. Just 1 minute 32 separating those top 10 crews. Like I said, and like I promised, I will give you a short break for my voice. I will go and grab a drink myself. I will leave you here with the mist and the gloom, and when you join us, we will be looking for Elliot Payne, Matthew Hurst, Daniel Sigurdsson, all making their way through the stages first on the road in the 4-wheel drives, and we'll see if anyone can outdo the bravery of the historic class cars over this jump. Join us very shortly. Go get yourselves a brew, go get yourselves some lunch, and we'll see you back here very soon. Turn your volume up, you won't miss a thing. See you soon, bye-bye. Am I in your way?
Then yeah, stay in.
Yeah, I'll move a bit further in, to be honest.
There, like.
fighting over fucking things. Been a bit crap, isn't it? Probably in the back corner down there. Yeah, getting some good sideways down there. Not that you can see it. But
No, I can't focus that far in. It just blurs it out.
It's like trying. But
Okay, well, thank you very much. I hope you've managed to get the kettle boiled and your microwave lunch is out of the microwave, that burning your fingers and whatever else you've been up to in the last few minutes. We can hear, and in fact we can see, the first competitor on stage coming towards us, Elliot Payne. Nicely done. Patrick Walsh, as always, guiding Elliot through the stages this weekend. Fantastic stuff to see. Good commitment. Sideways into view as they came out of that right hand, that off-camber right-hander, which is giving us some good action actually. That corner, been good to watch up there. I'm just going to try and give you a quick rundown of what was going on with the leaderboard as the cars were heading towards us, but they were here already. But looking at the leaderboard, after 3 stages, Perry Gardner and Elliot Payne are showing us the same times after 3 stages, 21:51, so that's fantastic to see if that's the case. Liam Clark is then 3rd, Russ Thompson 4th, Daniel Sigurdsson 5th, James Giddings 7th, where's 6th gone? Oh, okay, I see Joe Price is, I get you now. Joe Price is slotting in there as well. Trevor Gamble, Tom Llewellyn, obviously we've had through already. Mark Higgins, Nick Elliott, all in that top 10 for the overall rally. We've got the Woodpecker Inter Club and the National Rally all going on at the same time. So a little bit confusing, but if you look at the results screens, you can break it all down yourself. It is results.djames.org.uk. So we've seen car 1, that's Elliot Payne, 2nd through in the new Skoda Fabia should be Matthew Hurst and Declan Deere. It isn't. It is Danny and Pinky, Daniel Sigurdsson and Astra Sigurdottir in the VW Polo. Came in really hot then, I thought. Flipping out, it's going to be all over the show, but settled the car down for the jump really nice actually, and flew that Polo really well over the jump. Having a good run so far here on the Woodpecker Rally. So car 2, Matthew Hurst, hasn't come through just yet. No need to worry. I think he's running a little bit out of position. That might be tactical. That might just be getting used to the car, just getting himself bedded in. Don't worry about anything, guys. He will be with us. The little Proton up next of Ollie Mellors. Car number 4, Max Freeman alongside, and that is R5. Still yet to be won over by the looks of that car, but sounds great and it's driven really well. So something that the Mellors gang can do really well is prepare and build a really good rally car. They have been doing for many years. So Perry Gardner, then Jack Bowen up next potentially. Jack Bowen on course to be the under 25 Pirelli Welsh co-driver champion. 1 DNF so far, so that's as wide as you want to be. Puncher definitely. That won't help things at all, but testament to the skill of Perry there. What a great handling of that corner when you've got a tyre off the rim like that and the back end is about to drop into a ditch at that speed to bring it back on the road. Incredible job there from Perry Gardner. Jack Bowen alongside. As I say, 1 DNF so far. Luckily at the end of the stage here they'll be straight into service, get that tyre sorted. They're at the finish line now, and they'll be able to get back out there this afternoon with relatively no damage to the car. Next up with the Rally 2 Fiesta. Car number 6, Liam Clark, Emily Eason Page. Fiesta Rally 2 going well. The suspension travel on these modern day rally cars is just incredible, isn't it? We talk about it quite a lot on special stage, but to see the cars sort of wallow in the suspension sag and then sort of ping off the top of the crest like this, and then all the wheels drop like it's searching for the road again. Yeah, it's impressive to see. Thousands and thousands of hours of development to make these parts absorb the bumps, the trials and tribulations that these roads throw at them. Not quite as modern day as the cars around it, but driven just as hard. Chris Thompson, Stephen Link, the familiar Lance Lancer. 2 scores, 1 overall win. Always fighting at the top of the Pirelli Welsh Championship leaderboard. In, let's be honest, an ageing car, but Russ always manages to wring the neck out of the Mitsubishi, and it always delivers. Reliability, just as important as pace as well at times, and Mitsubishi certainly been a reliable car. So here is car number 2. We said he was on his way. Matt Hurst and Declan Deere. 2 wins, 1 DNF. 3 rounds left to turn it around and go for 4 wins. And a little bit of a tricky season, really. They've had all sorts of issues with the Fiesta. They've been borrowing cars and borrowing parts and everything they can do to get by, really. And you know, fair play. They've stuck at it, and yes, they've changed tack now to a Skoda. And they seem to be getting to grips with it, don't they? I think that's another life gone on that camera as well over there. Ben's camera's just had another life knocked off it. Down to, I think down to 6 lives left on that camera now. It's still stood there, resolute on the outside, but I imagine the onboard will have shown a different story then as it came over the crest, just running slightly wider over the jump, wheels on the grass on the outside. This looks like Trevor Gamble and Phil Kenny. Certainly is, car number 8. Wickham Motor Club crew. So next up should be the current Pirelli Welsh Championship leader, James Giddings, Aled Davies, with a 10-point lead on the championship coming into this round. I'll be needing to wrap this one up and solidify their position at the top of the standings. Big commitment. James and Aled, you heard the landing. That's another life off the camera. We're down to 5 now. We're determined to get through this event with the camera still stood on the outside of the stage. That is current championship leader then, James Giddings. Hopefully the crack on the ground here, it was just the sump guard and there's no dramas, but it was a bit of a nose heavy landing, wasn't it, from the Evo 9. Bob Morgan and Aid Williams should be up next. Forest of Dean competitors will be heading to the Forest of Dean for the final round of the Pirelli Welsh Championship next month, or a couple of months' time. Sorry, don't get too excited. We've got another month in between that yet. Got Cambrian, of course, and then Wyding to round things off. But a fantastic result last time out on the Nicky Grist after a little indiscretion, let's say. In fact, just down the hill from where I am here, they had a rather large moment where they came over a crest or a jump and just overshot the junction and put the car on its roof. So that was in testing, or a small test before the event. Went out onto the Nicky Grist Stages event then and came away with a great result on the event itself. So hoping to do the same again here and to put the Sweetland Bowl woes behind them. Bob Morgan and Aid Williams. So let's see if the Skoda pair do indeed appear into view next on the road. And they don't. After all that build-up, Patrick Naylor and Ian Lawrence. See, keeping these Rally 2 R5 boys at bay. They're doing well, these old Evos. Still great to see and hear them popping and banging their way through the forest, isn't it? So Steve Hollis should be our next competitor through in that Golf R B13 category competitor in the Pirelli Welsh Championship. Keep everything crossed. Crew get to the end of the event. They've had all sorts of issues throughout the season. Going well. Yeah, we need to keep our fingers crossed for a finish for that pair, Steve Hollis and Tim Curry in the VW Golf. Because say they've had a tough season. I'm not sure I've seen them pass my location many times this year, sort of retirement. So a finish would be very, very welcome this weekend. Next up should be Dave Tomlin in the R5 Fiesta with Ian Beamond alongside. Good season so far for David. Class leader in the B14 category. So we should have some times through now for the top of the leaderboard with regards to the four-wheel drive. So let's refresh the results page. Okay, so fastest through this stage then, Matthew Hurst, Declan Deere, setting a 1:59. What a time that is, really, really impressive in that new car. Daniel Sigurdsson and Asta Sigurdottir in the VW Polo, the Icelandic crew, really strong through here as well. It was great to see them actually. They were really, really on song over the jump on this section of stage, so that was an impressive run for the pair, setting the same time as Liam Clark and Emily Easton-Page. Elliot Payne, 2 seconds off the pace through this stage in his Rally 2 Fiesta. Missing a David Tomlin, gained Richard Keane and Dylan Thomas in that car 15. The Fiesta R5. Elliot Payne and Ollie Miller setting identical times through this stage on a 2:01, and then Russ Thompson four seconds off the pace in the Evo. Perry Gardner, who we were looking at with the puncher, losing just 5 seconds through the stage. Doesn't sound a lot, but we'll be a little bit gutted with that because he's been having a great run today, showing his joint leader coming into this stage. Well, that's great to see. David Tomlin has made it through the stage, car 14, currently leading that class B14, so good to see him through the stage and making his way into service for a spot of lunch. So how do things stand overall? Let's have a little look. So overall standings then. It's tight at the top of this four-wheel drive category, certainly. Ollie Mellier, start again. Tight at the top of this four-wheel drive standings and category. Ollie Mellor, start again. Resettling. Colin Griffiths, Mark Morgan through first. Good result on the Nicky Grist. And he's looking to repeat that on his local event this weekend. Right, let's try for the third time. Ollie Mellors, 23.42 overall. Elliot Payne 10 seconds back from that with a 23.52. Perry Gardner now drops to 13 seconds behind Ollie Mellors. Liam Clark 42 back. Russ Thompson on 54 seconds back from Ollie Mellors. And Daniel Sigurdsson, James Giddings, Trevor Gamble. One crew missing from that list, as far as I can see. Oh, Matthew Hurst. So Matthew must have had some issues, currently lying in 55th, 5 minutes 54 back. So maybe a problem, hence the reason he's running out of sequence, out of order on the event. Okay, back to action on the stage in front of us then. This is Simon Rogers. James Howe alongside. Right, great to see Simon back out after a good start. That came to an abrupt halt with an issue on a previous round, so nice to see him back out again. Nice to see the older Evo house, wasn't it? Evo 6, that one. So plenty more people tuning in. Thank you very much for that. Paul McGretton, Dan Petrie, Jason Lepley, Keith Richardson, my dad Dave Bramhill, Chris Corson, Mark Wilkinson, Mark James, Mark Kelly, Jack Morris, all watching. Thank you very much for tuning in to us here at Sweet Lamb. Thank you for being part of the Pirelli Welsh Championship and special stage. Familiar looking Subaru Impreza of Woodpecker and Bob Stoko, currently lying 4th in class with just one DNF. 3 events left then for Woog, including this one. Cambrian next and then Whiting to finish things off. So like I mentioned earlier, we have 4 live streams for you today. The first one this morning over in Kerry with Paul in the fog. If you would like to catch up with how things went over there at the hairpins and to check to see whether your crew made it round the hairpin without overshooting, we had quite a bit of that this morning, I believe. Head over to the Special Stage website or Facebook page and have a look. You can click on the relive and watch the stage back, as you can do with all our footage when we have it live. So when this one comes to an end, you can then flick back through it and check us out at your own leisure. We've got 2 more streams to come when I finish today. Paul's back over in Kerry for stage 5, and then myself, Luke and Jamie here will relocate to our second shot, hopefully up the hill and still out of the cloud. We will see. Looking across, the cloud is lifting a little bit and I can see a cloud line now, so I'm hoping that's moved away enough for us to enjoy our second shot later on. But I hope this has been good for you this morning so far. We've still got a good few more cars to come through yet, around about 8 or so to come, and we're looking towards Colin Minton and that Dayglow R5. It's nice to be able to stand on the hillside here and look down on the Sweet Lamb Bowl. Cameraman Jamie's first time to Sweet Lamb this weekend. First time. Filmed for Special Stage for 5 years and his first time to Sweet Lamb. I don't know how he's managed to avoid it for so long, to be honest with you. It's a bit of a motorsport mecca here in the UK. I haven't known you that long, have I?
2017 was
Wow.
the first round.
7 years. 7 years of filming, you've not been here.
Yeah.
Can you hear anything coming, Jay? Anything in the distance? Can you hear anything coming?
Can't hear anything on.
Just pan the camera around then, Jay. We'll zoom out and let's have a look down into the valley and you can just get an idea of where we are in relationship to the Sweet Lamb Bowl. If you look down there, the famous Sweet Lamb Bowl and Sweet Lamb Complex in the bottom down there. You'll see the sheep dip water splash and the jump just after. And many a championship's been won in that bowl. The road's out onto the hillside on the other side. It's been a fantastic venue for motorsport over the years. A place I always love to come. Always having new areas set up, new little sections of stage, additions just like this jump here that has been put in. A real fantastic place. It's got its own little microclimate here. You can see in the bottom down there it's probably really clear, and we're up on the hillside up here. It's we're just on the cusp of the cloud line here. It's certainly cleared up a lot since this morning, so I'm hoping this is here to stay now and we can at least see a little bit more of the stage. and this afternoon's action, you should get a nice long shot, hopefully, of the cars across the top of the hillside before they get to this section that we're at now. So a little bit of a pause in proceedings. We've got Colin Minton, Adam Westby to come through, Ernie Graham, Robin Kellard, Paul Lomas, Mark Leader, Adam Durst Hillier, Chris Davies, Rob Hazlitt, Ashley Hazlitt, and then Jeff Cottrell and Nathan Crew, Alan Jones and Garrett Mills, and then rounding things off should be Michael Stanley and Izzy Holman. And they're in Perezza. So another few cars to come yet. We'll hang around. Put my headphones in so I can hear what's going on the live stream as well as what is going on here in front of me, so I can't quite pick up the sounds of the rally cars quite as well as everybody else. And I'm looking around at people, and there are some nods of appreciation as engine notes can be heard in the background over the hill. So certainly within the next, I would say, minute or so, we will be having a car with us. Keep your eyes peeled as to see who it is. Okay, here we go. Sounds a bit ropey. It's the sound of a car No, it sounded maybe just my headphones. Ernie Graham and Robin Kellard in the Evo 10. No issues. It just it sounded when it came into view, it was like it was maybe missing an exhaust, but maybe they just like the loud engine note. Anyway, they're being caught. And that was Paul Lomas and Mark Leader. They had a bit of a moment as they were going across the finish line there as well. Just spitting the flames out the back of the Impreza. Trying hard. 50% record so far, 2 starts, 1 DNF, so looking for a finish this weekend. More Forest Dean Motor Club members. We're looking to get to the final round and enjoy their local forest. Peter Bayliss and Paul Godden then. Had a decent season so far, to be fair. Currently sitting second in class, so yeah, it's not a bad season at all really for the crew. Another one of those Evos. Showing the new machinery the way. Crew interview in the distance. It's another of the Evos. Four lives now on the camera. You reckon that was probably the closest to it as well. That was Adam Durst Hillier and Chris Davies flying the Evo to the air. I think that takes jump of the day so far. Even a gasp of appreciation there from Jamie Blanford at the bottom of the hill. Yeah, that was a fair jump, that. I'm sure we'll get to see the photos after. Big smile on his face. Sending the Evo into the finish line here at Sweet Lamb. So we should have 5 to come, including Rob Aslett and Jeff Cottrell. There we go, that is Rob and Ashley Aslett in the popping and banging Subaru Impreza B13. Car 26, currently lying 7th in the class, with 3 starts and 1 DNF so far, which ironically is exactly the same as Jeff Cottrell. 3 starts, 1 DNF, 7th in class. So as we make our way to the end of this live stream now, like I say, just 3 or so cars to come through. Just a reminder that Paul, if not already live, will be going live at any time now for the second run of Kerry, and then you will be more than welcome to join us again at around about 3:45 this afternoon. So get your roast dinners in the oven if that's what you're having for tea, get yourself all set, and then sit down and tune in to another hour or two's special stage action here from Sweet Lamb. 3:45 this afternoon, where we go again here at Sweet Lamb. Hopefully with just as much excitement as we've had this morning, hopefully a little bit less cloud. It's looking promising anyway, let's say that. And yeah, we will look forward to seeing you all later on. But, just the 3 cars to come, I think, now. Then Jeff Cottrell should be next into view in the Evo 9. Alan Jones in the older Evo 4. And then the Impreza to round things off of Michael Stanley. I'm going to go away and try and find some Lemsip, because I feel like my voice is getting worse and worse as I'm speaking. Cottrell and Nathan Crew, time campaigners in rallying. I remember seeing them back in the early 2000s when I first got into the sport, and I could finally drive myself around the countryside without having to rely on my parents. I had freedom, and I could go and explore the forests of England and Wales and Scotland. And it's just one of those crews that I always remember first seeing out there on the stages. In the 6R4 back then. Evo 4 of Alan Jones and Garrett Mills. Bouncing their way over the jump. Making their way down to service. If you happen to be around the service area or around the spectator points here, do venture down into service, go and say hello to the crews and everyone down there. Well worth a look around the cars and having a chat with everybody. One of the highlights of a rally for me, really, mingling with everyone. So if you happen to be around and happen to have signal here at Sweet Lamb, which is incredible if you do have, that'll be a first. But if you are watching and you do see things, then enjoy service. Car 29 then, Michael Stanley and Izzy Holman. Lovely flat flight on that Impreza. over the jump to round things off here then for us. That's a gloomy but slightly better looking Sweetland than it was a couple of hours ago. Thank you very much for joining us here on the Phil Price Memorial Rally 2024 and part of the Pirelli Welsh Rally Championship. I've been Phil Bramhill. Join me again at around about 3:45 for the second running of the stage 8. In the meantime, join Paul Woodford over in Kerry as he brings you all the action from stage 5. But for now, and for the rest of the team here, we will speak to you very soon. Thank you.